Alright, oh my god, everybody's here! Oh, hey Aaron, how you doing? Hey Apparition, hey Owe, oh my god. I am hype beyond hype right now. The beginning of the end of Higurashi. What can I say? Seriously, what can I even say? 7 timelines, and Rika has had way more of pain and misery. Hey, Niggles. And it's all coming to a conclusion. And it's not even really the end, because I know there's the epilogue chapter and all the cute bonus stuff. And this music is kind of appropriate, eh? I just wanted to, just before we start, just say about... I recently got, basically... Sorry. I have a little bit of a cold. I hope I can do voices well. I recently got the Final Fantasy X and X2 collection for Nintendo Switch. And that was a game Little Baby Collider played. Although I wasn't a baby, I was a teenager, because I'm that fucking old when it came out. And that game, it does connect back to Higurashi. Just has kind of a special place in my heart, because it was really my first introduction to a love story in a video game. I never had a PS1. I had a Nintendo 64. And I had a GameCube. But PS2 was just such a cool system. I saved up. I did really well on my SATs, so my parents pitched in. I sold a bunch of things. And the PS2 lowered its price from $300 to $200. And that was my golden opportunity. I bought a PS2 with Final Fantasy X. And, like, going back over it right now, you know, I can see, you know, okay, there's nostalgia and shit, but, you know, it's not, you know, the greatest thing in the world, but I liked it enough, and, you know, I'm starting to see why I am completely rambling. But the thing I wanted to see is just, the love story between Titus and Yuna. And yes, I'm going to say it Titus. Nobody's going to fucking say Titus. That's just sounds horrible. Jesus Christ. Yeah. It really was awesome. You could see its age, even though it's a remaster. You can see its age. You can see things that that were done in it that wouldn't be done in games today. And it just brings me back to Keiichi and Rena. And just, I know Annie and I know Higurashi is not a romance, but... Yeah, it's not a romance, but Higurashi is romantic in the classical sense of the word. In that it's all about the human spirit overcoming impossible odds, despite great tragedy and despair. And, I don't know, I've just really, really especially enjoyed what romantic tension there is between Keiichi and Rena. And it's just making me, you know, remember this, and now here to see the conclusion of this incredible story here, which, by the way, I'm still on the fence if Takano knows about the magic or not. I know she knows something about the mystical side. My test speed. On my text speed. Yeah, it is. It's not all the way up. It's pretty high up, but it's not all the way, like, to be automatic. Thanks, OA. And it's just, like, bringing me back to what really got me into stories and games. That was my first... The first RPG I ever played was Super Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo. And Final Fantasy X was the second. And I just really fell in love with the idea of games that told love stories and other kinds of stories and everything, and just bringing me to Higurashi today, which I actually could have gotten into way back when, apparently. I'm just getting that feeling, you know? I'm getting so engaged and so drawn into a story of a game. So, you know, I overact when I'm voicing out the characters and everything, and I hope that's not too cringy for you guys. But I just really, really love story-based games, and I was personally thrilled when I found out visual novels were even a thing. Especially the fact that so many focused on romance. And now we begin Higurashi, which is something... Oh yeah, I didn't even realize Pokemon. I know Pokemon, it feels more like its own thing than an RPG. And even though I guess it technically is. I guess if you technically could count as an RPG. DOS games. My dad had DOS games, too. And we played those on the computer. We played Doom, the original Doom. And things like that. My dad showed me. My dad eventually got out of video games, but I stayed in it. Which is unfortunate. But, you know, he's a doctor, so he's really busy. He got really busy, you know, with this stuff. He worked long hours so we could have the life that we did when I was younger, before shit happened to me. But, let's see. And, I think we can start Matsuribayashi. Higurashi Part 8. Come on, Rika. Let's fucking kick some ass. Festival accompanying chapter. The riddle you have been entrusted with solving now finally becomes unraveled. What must be done to stop the chain? And what will happen in the ultimate end? The showdown between the conclusion you reached and the one I reached. There is no difficulty. You should understand that by now. Matsuribayashi. At least let it end with a blissful dream. Ooh! That is foreboding. Oh my god, that is so cool. I am on pins and needles. Everyone is entitled to happiness. The difficult part is accepting that. Everyone is entitled to happiness. The difficult part is fulfilling that. I too am entitled to happiness. The difficult part is working out a compromise. Frederica Berncastel. Yep, here we go. Here we go. Start of Matsuribayashi. I wonder if we're gonna find out. I do, just that one bullet sound. I do have it muted. See, BGM volume and SFX volume, but for some reason, that gunshot did not count as either background music or sound effects. They're both muted in the original game. For some reason, that gunshot did not count. The study is filled with piles of books and papers. There is a full-figured old man who is writing something at his desk. He is in utmost concentration. There is also a girl who is sorting out papers on the carpet. She almost looks like she is playing with them. But she looks very serious, which makes it clear she just isn't playing. Grandpa, I'm done sorting them out. Thank you. Let's see what happened. Look, there are many people with the same symptoms. This is absolutely abnormal compared to the national average. This is Takano, isn't it? This is baby Takano. What happened to her to become such a fucked up bitch? Jesus Christ. That's exactly what I expected. I just found a very interesting article, too. Yeah, it's a good thing I can't read Japanese because of the names and text boxes. But I'm pretty sure. I just have a feeling that this is Takano and Hifumi Takano, her grandfather, which I think it is. It's about psychosurgery and culture. It talks about parasites that live in the frontal lobe of the brain. The frontal lobe allows people to have emotions. That's right. Emotions aren't created by the heart. The brain creates secretions that allow people to have emotions. If parasites live in that part of the brain and spread up to make a colony, the colony will have one single idea. Do you think parasites are the cause of the spread of ideology? Oh, that was the baby girl. Do you think, not Rena, but this baby girl who I hope, Do you think parasites are the cause of the spread of ideology? When ideologies clash, are parasites clashing too? With the distribution of religions, distribution of borders, and distribution of races, it stipulates that the cause of the conflict in cultural communities in this world is the work of parasites that control human emotions. Damn, we're getting into kind of almost a 999 territory a bit here. Hello, T! How you doing? So great that you can come and make for the first Matsuribayashi. There are people in other countries who think the same as... Oh, that's... God damn it. There are people in other countries who think they're the same thing as you, Grandpa. Here we go. Of course there are. There are countless parasites on this earth, and they coexist with their hosts. And sometimes the parasites control their hosts. A lot of those parasites have been discovered already. However, people refuse to believe that these parasites live in human bodies and can even control their hosts. Damn, this is crazy ass shit right here. Hey, Big Chungus 13. Oh, jeez. Hey, it's nice to have you. Thank you so much for joining me on the first minute Matsuribayashi stream. Why do you think that is? Humans aren't a special existence. You can presume that by replacing the spread of ideologies with an epidemiological point of view, it would be peaceful if a confrontation of ideologies was solved by discussion. But if a confrontation was epidemiologic, then it would be scary. To stop a bad idea of culture or culture from spreading, they treat it epidemiologically. Go to the hospital. I just got a message saying OBS disconnected and then reconnected. Was there a hiccup on your guys' end? Oh god, what a time for it to conk out like this. Okay, there was a small hiccup? Oh, hey, Rukasu. Oh, that is so nice for you to be here. Okay, there was a small hiccup, but it's still going. Because YouTube was telling me to start my streaming software. It was okay. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. Okay. Great, great. Okay. Thanks, Apparition. Thanks. Okay, a few lines got skipped. Basically, he's talking about the Middle Ages and the Black Plague. And what they did, they forced the patient's family. They put healthy people in the hospital because of one idea. Replace an idea with a disease. The rest is the same. People won't be released until they completely recover. They burn everything that may have been touched by the patient. They forced the patient's family to go to the hospital. An idea is a personal freedom, isn't it? It's different from a plague. If a human idea was created by parasites, it would be exactly the same as a plague. In other words, an idea is like an incurable epidemic disease. I think I might be a bit ahead in the PS3. And Baby Takano, I think it's Baby Takano at least, saying, that means whoever has a different idea is treated like an infected patient. That's right. If we think even further, there may even be a mass murder of races or religions, but that may end up justifying a massacre. Therefore, talking about parasites in brains has been a taboo since after the war. As it should. What is a taboo? It's something people shouldn't get into. That's why nobody researches it. Nobody even remembers anything about parasites that live in brains. They assume parasites that control humans simply don't exist.
思想を病気と置き換えなさい。完治するまで退院させない。触れたものは感染の疑いがあるから全て焼き捨てる。家族にも感染の疑いがあるから強制入院。結局は同じことだ。入院という言葉が弾圧に変わっただけの話だよ。
でも思想なんて個人の自由なんでしょ。ペストとは違う。
そうだ。しかし人間の思想が感染能力を持ったある種の生命体によって生み出されていると仮定した場合、ペストと全く同じ意味になるのだよ。つまり、
I think
治療不可能な伝染病と置き換えられるわけだ。
I'm gonna get to where somebody starts laughing in the PS3 version. I think I was actually a bit ahead. Exactly. Nice backgrounds of nothing but books and notes.
異なる思想を持った人を重病患者と同じに扱う？
そういうことだ。この考えを延長すると、無差別。
We have this cute innocent background music going on about this grandfather and granddaughter casually talking about really disturbing shit, which is absolutely chilling implications. They just talk about it so casually. Jeez. This is reminding me of Miyakashi, where Shion, when she was in the Hinamizawa disease, was saying all these things about killing people, and the Dear You music box version, I think, was playing, and the dichotomy between those two, not dichotomy, just juxtaposition of those two, was really, really disturbing. And I'm kind of getting the same vibe here. Jeez, this is some terrifying shit. Not even letting up with the horror, even though we figured out most of the mystery. It's pretty interesting and really, really cool way for Ryukishi to go about it.
そうすると、人類は大規模な粛清を肯定してしまう論調になりかねん。だから、脳内で宿主を支配する生命体を語ることは、今の時代ではタブーになっているのだ。
タブーって？
Okay, here I see. Yeah. Baby Takano is talking about taboos. So I actually got a lot further in the
触れてはならない、考えてもならないということだな。だから誰も研究せん。
I actually got a lot further in the original than in the PS3. Okay, I don't know how that happened because I was clicking at the same rate.
いや、それどころか、脳内に侵入し、影響を及ぼす。
Oh, hey, Shadow Tomberry. Awesome of you to join us. Thank you so much. Seriously. Oh, that means so much to me. Seriously. So many people are here. Oh, that is so nice of all of you.
万物の長たる霊長類を支配する未知の生命体などいるはずがないと頭から決めつけている。
なんだかお粗末な話。
Here we go. Finally caught up.
証明なんて悪魔の証明。絶対に不可能なのに。
And, well, I'm pretty sure it's Baby Takano is going, that's almost funny. How could they prove something doesn't exist? That's just impossible.
その通り。
Exactly.
悪魔がいることを証明することはたやすい。
To prove that the devil exists is easy.
悪魔を連れてくればいいのだからな。
You just show someone the devil to prove it.
だが、いないことを証明することはできん。
But you can't prove it doesn't exist.
いないを連れてくることなどできんのだからな。
You can't show somebody something that doesn't exist. Oh God, Jesus Christ. Does this guy even know what he's doing to his granddaughter?
なんだか脳を支配する生命体が自分たちの存在を秘密にするためにその宿主の人間たちを操っているみたい。
It's almost as if the parasites in the brain are controlling people so that they can keep their own existence a secret.
Yeah, Aaron, I'm so sorry it's at a weird time. I know I live in a weird part of the world. Australia. Here, so I know the timing is really freaky for a lot of people. I'm so sorry about that, but I'll try to make it the best I can. I am so excited for this. They laugh together.
人間も自然界の生き物の一つに過ぎん。
Oh, Aaron, you're the one who gave the walkthrough. Thank you so much. So yeah, apparently the structure after this prologue here of Matsuribayashi is quite different from all the other chapters. It's not just like a straightforward visual novel. There's apparently some kind of pathways to go through. And Aaron here, who's familiar with things, is the one who made a kind of walkthrough for me, so I know how to navigate it on the PS3 version. So thank you so much, Aaron. This would not be possible without your help. I really appreciate it. Humans are simply a type of creature in this natural world.
食物連鎖の頂点にいるだけで、それをもって神格化された存在であると思い込むなど愚かしいことなのだ。
We are at the top of the food chain, but it's foolish to think that we are superior to the others.
人とてあらゆる微生物やウイルスに支配されうるのだ。
Humans can be controlled by
その
parasites.
存在が今日まで発見されていないからといってそれをもって存在しないという証拠にはならん。
Just because the existence of such parasites hasn't been proven, it doesn't mean that they don't exist.
絶対に存在する。
They exist.
科学の世界にも
I know
たく
they
さん
do.
存在が仮定されていて
There have been many cases like that in the scientific world too, right?
そのずっと未来にそれが証明されたものがあるんだもんね。
そうだ。
That's right.
それらの仮定をした科学者が全て生きているうちに評価を受けられたわけではない。
Not all of the scientists were acknowledged for their work while they were alive.
世まいごとだと呆れられ、その正しさを証明できなかった科学者も大勢いたのだ。
There were many who were ridiculed and couldn't prove themselves.
おじいちゃんは生きているうちに証明されるといいね。
But I hope your theory will be acknowledged before you
じゃ
die.
なかったらおじいちゃんがかわいそう。
Otherwise, it would be so sad.
Yep. Oji-chan, yep, this is definitely her grandfather.
大丈夫だよ。
Don't worry.
神様は努力する者を見捨てたりはしない。
God doesn't ignore people who work
努
hard.
力は必ずいつか結実するのだ。
Hard work always pays in the end. Oh my god, and I can't believe I'm saying this now. But if you can't hear me, if my sound is too soft, or the PS3 sound is too soft or too loud, or if I'm too loud, please tell me so I can adjust everything in OBS before like the stream was halfway over, like, you know, or we get too far away. Again, apologies, I have a bit of a cold, so we'll see.
いつかってそれはいつ？
When is it going to happen?
神がいつ降臨されるのかは誰も知らない。
Nobody knows when God is going to descend.
それは例えるなら、泥棒がいつ訪れるのかわからないように。
Just like you never know when you'll be robbed.
だから、予期せずしてその時を迎えて、
So we always have to be alert and ready, so we don't miss our
不
chance.
信心であったことに歯ぎしりすることがないよう、常に目を覚ましていなさい。
Thanks, OA. Thanks, Apparition. I really appreciate that. That's something Grandfather says all the time. Nobody knows when efforts bear fruit, but it will happen. That's why you must always work hard, so that you have no regrets when the time comes. Efforts will bear fruit someday. That's what he means.
でもおじいちゃんが生きているうちに絶対に努力が実る？
But is it going to happen before you die?
生きてるうちに認められなかった科学者がたくさんいるのに？
Even though there were so many scientists who weren't acknowledged while they were alive.
That is such a cruel thing to say. But I didn't mean to be cruel. I've seen how hard Grandfather has been working, and I know he won't live forever. I just want him to be acknowledged before he dies.
お前は神様というものをどのように考えている？
Yep, he's talking about Jesus. Yep, this is definitely Grandpa Tucano, who's, I don't know if knows he's raising a genocidal psycho in that little girl right there. Jesus Christ. And literally, they're talking about Jesus Christ. Do you know the resurrection of Jesus?
そうだね。
Yes.
信じる者は救われるなんて教えを街角で聞いたことはあるけど、
He was crucified and resurrected after 3 days.
実際のところどうなんだろう。
You told me about it.
さっきの悪魔と一緒でいないことが証明できないからとりあえずいるって信じるしかないけど、
なるほど。しかし神の存在を教えて回ったかつての預言者たちはそうは答えなかった。
How do you think Jesus was resurrected? Did he just get up as if he was waking up in the morning?
いると信じ続けることでその存在は本物へと昇華されていくと説いたのだ。
どうして？実際にいるってことが証明されない限り、それが嘘か本当かなんて誰にもわからないじゃない。
He was buried after his execution, so his body was in the ground.
Did he kick the tombstone like a zombie and get up?
それは確かにそうだが。
No, no. That wouldn't be called resurrection.
つまり彼らは大切なのは神という不可思議の存在を確かめることではなく、
The sinners who killed Jesus imagined exactly the same thing.
神の存在を信じて言動を律する節度そのものなのだと伝えたかったのだよ。
Jesus predicted just before he was executed. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's narration. Jesus predicted just before he was executed that he would come back to life after 3 days. The sinners buried Jesus and sealed his tomb, and had guards observe the tomb. But what Jesus meant wasn't that he would revive physically. He meant that his teachings would be resurrected. After 3 days, Jesus' teachings resurrected, and people regained their belief. Jesus' teachings resurrected in the people who wanted to be led correctly. That is the meaning of Jesus' resurrection. Jesus came back to life in the hearts of his believers. Jesus doesn't exist physically on this earth, but he exists in people's hearts.
だから強くいつまでも信じ続けることが必要なんだ。
In other words, that's when Jesus resurrected as an existence that's superior to humans. Even if it's after the author's death, as long as his work receives a fair evaluation, he will live again as a great achievement.
たとえ死後であっても同じように信じてくれる人々によって正当な評価を受けられたなら、その偉業は必ずやよみがえる。
Even if my body is gone, my existence will revive and be evaluated.
その時私の体が朽ち果ててしまっていても、私の存在はよみがえって評価を受けるのだ。
それはおじいちゃんが神様になったということ？
Does that mean you'll become a god just like Jesus?
そうだよ。
That's right.
私の研究はいつか必ず認められる。
My research will be acknowledged someday.
その時、おじいちゃんは神様になれるということなんだよ。
That's when I become a god. Oh, god damn it. Everybody can hear the train in the background. We live by the train tracks. That's what's gonna happen. Sorry about that. Jeez. That's why I'm not in a rush to be evaluated.
自分が生きているうちに評価されることに焦る必要はない。
I don't know when that day will come.
その時が訪れるのが私が生きているうちなのか、それは神様にもわからない。
God doesn't know that either.
だがその日は必
But the day will come.
だからその日の訪れを疑うことなく、ひたすらに努力を続けなくてはならないのだよ。
That's why I need to continue to work hard. It is sad to hear him say that his life isn't endless. It's not like he is ill and has only a few years to live. But set next to the average lifespan, he doesn't have too many years left. I only have my grandfather. Therefore, I don't even want to think about him being gone. Grandfather must have remembered I don't like to talk about this subject. He smiles gently and rubs my head.
もちろんおじいちゃんも自分が生きているうちに研究を認めてもらいたい。
Of course, I want my research to be acknowledged before I die.
精一杯頑張るよ。
I will do my best.
Yes.
私もおじいちゃんが世界中の人に褒めてもらえるようにいっぱいいっぱいお手伝いする。
I'll do my best to help you too.
I purposefully don't mention the before you die part. I catch myself before I say it.
ありがとう。嬉しいぞ。
Thank you. I'm happy. Grandfather smiles in satisfaction. It's not an outrageous research. He's not trying to uncover the mystery of the universe. We are only after a possibility of parasites controlling human behavior. That's it. It's nothing outrageous. But it's not just a wild idea. We have some leads. Hinamizawa in Shishibone City. The villagers have an obstinate homing instinct. When they are unable to return, they behave abnormally and allegedly as if they are cursed. There are also some abnormal rules in this village, which are based on their belief. When he was with them during the war, Grandfather noticed similarities between the people from Hinamizawa and assumed the existence of something that controlled the village. Since then, he has been researching it. In the middle of the Showa era, numerous strange diseases were revealed all over Japan. Most of them were caused by infectious parasites, and people started to pay attention to this forgotten area. Grandfather's research was simply one of those strange disease researches. Therefore, he believed it would be published among other researches and evaluated soon. But if his research doesn't bear fruit before his death, I will continue his research. Grandfather taught me a resurrection isn't a physical event. It is for his work to be evaluated. That's what he means by resurrection. And that's when he resurrects as a god. If that happens, even when Grandfather dies, he will be with me always. I don't have to be alone anymore. I will be with my grandpa, and our work will be acknowledged, and we will both become gods and gain eternal peace. That doesn't mean you have to fucking kill everybody, Takano. Jesus fucking Christ. You miss your grandpa, but you shouldn't become a fucking mass murderer. Jesus Christ. I will make my grandfather into a god. I will be a god. Therefore, it's eternal. We'll be together forever and ever. There is a key on a keychain. The key has a tag that says hen house. But, oh, a new character here, Eriko. But the lock Eriko is trying to open isn't for the hen house. It was supposed to open effortlessly. At least, that is what was supposed to happen. But it doesn't open. I see beads of sweat on Eriko's forehead. Eriko was the one that came up with this idea. Eriko is starting to panic. We feel panicky too. This only Okay. I'm gonna wait for some dialogue here.
お父さんお父さんお父さんお父さん
Okay, I think seems a bit different here. Someone is saying in the original here,
This only opens the hen house. Let's stop. Let's go back.
shh. We are supposed to be cleaning the hen house. If they find us here, if they find out why we are here, and why we are trying to open the lock to the back door, all 4 of us will be punished with the punishment of a pig with torn arms and legs. For sure. Oh god, there's something entirely different? Are you serious? Who skipped what? Okay. Oh no. Oh god. Who skipped? Who skipped what? Did the PS3 version skip a part, or did the original skip? Oh, I don't think the original skipped a part, but PS3 skipped it. Okay. Well, in that case, there's only one thing to do, and that is to put the original at the forefront right here, so y'all can see what I'm actually doing. Okay. Yeah, these, yeah. I'll wait until someone is saying, Dad, 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 like that voice just did. Classic alchemist. Somebody is saying, don't panic, Eriko. That key opens this lock, right? You already tried, right? I'm trying to tell you to shut up. This is the right key. It's just hard to open, that's all. She is almost shrieking. Our hearts pound loudly. It's as if the sound from our hearts are echoing in the hallway. That's when we hear footsteps that don't belong to a child. Shh! Somebody's coming. The 3 of us hold our breath, but Eriko didn't hear. She kept fussing with the lock and the key, as if everything will be okay when she opens the lock. Eriko, somebody is coming. Be quiet. I know this is the key. I'm not dreaming. I already tried it and it opened. Come on, why isn't this working? When this lock is open, we can be happy. We can say goodbye to this hell. Eriko, somebody is coming. Okay. Oh, now we get the boom. Higurashi when they cry Kai. Okay. Alright, now I think we're finally caught up here. Okay. Okay. I think this is... Yeah, I think that little scene was skipped. Okay. But we're still not caught up, so I'll keep the original big until we do. My father and mother died. I don't know exactly how old they were. I was too young to remember. They went shopping without me, and that must be why they were punished. It was a train accident. It was a terrible disaster. A lot of people died in the accident. But maybe my father was one of the lucky ones. He was still alive when he arrived at the hospital, so he was able to leave some words with me. My mother died instantly. Here we go. Okay. Finally back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. Zoom. Okay. I'm just make this a bit smaller. But not so small that you guys can't read it. Here we go. Okay, finally caught up again. The alchemist skipping a little bit of a little scene right there I do not know the context of. I've never heard of anyone named Eriko in Higurashi before. And this is the original version, so it's not someone from the console arcs. Here we have somebody saying, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy." I didn't want to admit this person I could hardly recognize was my father. As I called out to him, I hoped that this was someone else. But, unfortunately, it was my father. Maybe I shouldn't have... A typo in the original here. It should be wakened him. Because I woke him up, he was reminded of the excruciating pain he was forgetting about. Daddy, 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 Daddy. He tried to move his right arm so he could rub my head. But his arm was wrapped in bandages, and his hand wasn't there. I didn't see his hand anywhere on the bed. I only had scary memories of his right hand. Oof. Jesus Christ. Whoever this is did not have a happy childhood. Its main job was to slap me when I did something bad. But I never wished it to be gone. Besides, that hand also rubbed my head, even though that only happened a few times. It was a big and warm hand, and it rubbed my head very gently. But no matter what good deeds I did, he could no longer rub my head. No, his hand was the least of his worries. He had to go into an emergency surgery. The doctors already warned me that the chance of him surviving was very low. That was why I was allowed to see him, regardless of his condition. Not only wasn't he able to rub my head anymore, he might also be gone forever. Daddy, the surgery will make you better, right? Daddy, you'll get better, right? Right? Listen carefully. I may not make it. Even if I die, you have to live strongly. No, you'll get better. The doctor is going to make you better. So you're not going to die. He was a stubborn and old-fashioned father. He believed endurance was a virtue, and he never complained about anything. That was why I couldn't believe he actually said he might not make it. I tried to deny what he said, but my wish wouldn't prolong his remaining time. My father knew his time was limited, and tried to tell me some important things. I interrupted his effort by crying like a baby. I wished he would slap me, just like he used to do every time I cried like a baby. Ugh. but he would never slap me again. Jesus Christ, I feel sorry for whoever this is. For a lot of reasons. Oh, listen well. L. It's not Death Note here. Oh, jeez. Whose name begins with L? Jeez. Your mother and I both lost all our family in the war. So, after I'm dead, there won't be anyone to take care of you. I didn't need to hear that. My parents used to tell me that all the time, so I was aware of that fact. In other words, my father was the only relative left in this entire world. You think it's like L, listen. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I knew that obviously wasn't saying L on its own, but I thought he was like trying to first say her name. Like, I thought her name began with an L. Here's another typo in the original version. It says count of, but it should be count on. If I die, you can count on Takano-sensei. Takano Hifumi-sensei. Can you say it?
Takano Hifumi?
That's right. Takano Hifumi-sensei. He's my former teacher. He will help you. Daddy. Who is this now? 'Cause this can't be... Huh. This can't be the same character as the other girl. Because she already knew the grandfather. This is not the granddaughter of the grandfather. This is someone completely separate. Who is this girl, I wonder? Many doctors came into the room in a hurry. He wanted to tell me something else, but the doctors stopped him from talking, so it wasn't audible. I was kicked out of the room. I didn't know what to do. Nobody told me how my father was doing, or when the surgery was going to start. And nobody told me that was going to be the last conversation with my father. I think I talked about Takano-sensei to people at the government office. They always asked if I knew his phone number. I said I didn't. Then they didn't ask me anything further. Sometimes they told me they'd look into it, but nothing led to anything. They couldn't find my guardian, so I ended up going to an orphanage. At the time, there were plenty of orphans from the war, so though there were many orphanages around, they were all full. There were also some orphanages run by civilians. I was sent to one of those civilian orphanages. This music sounds like the Takano theme from the end of Higurashi, the funeral dirge. There was no profit in taking in an orphan in the first place. So those civilian people who were running orphanages must have been humanitarians. I'm sure they hoped the children would grow in this loving environment and move on to society with a sense of gratitude. But reality isn't that promising. How many children can actually express their gratitude towards their parents in this world? Children are supposed to be nurtured by their parents' love. Therefore, when that environment is destroyed, their hearts are wounded. Every child has his or her own personality. Receiving affection equally doesn't guarantee that a child will become somewhat angelic. Not everyone's heart can be healed. That's why there were some problem kids at the orphanage. Maybe I shouldn't call them problem kids, though. The sadness and despair of losing their parents, and the anger at having to hide such feelings filled those kids' hearts. Spending time individually with the children could have solved the problems. But at the orphanage where I was, none of the staff members even tried to spend time with them or put in an effort to understand them. I'm just trying to get the PS3 version caught up to the original here. All they could do was make sure that the kids followed the rules. Therefore, they could only see the children's emotional pleas of help as problems. Nobody expresses love without expecting something in return in this world. The person who founded this orphanage was expecting something in return as well. He wanted the children to appreciate him. That was why such a faint dream was destroyed by this cruel reality. The children called the orphanage a prison, and nobody appreciated the staff. In fact, all they did was complain. That made the staff realize slowly that love alone couldn't run a facility like this. They moved the scene! Oh god, now everything's really fucked up. Oh no. Thanks, OA, so they moved it? This is the scene from before? Are you serious? Oh god. They moved the scene. Oh, now this is really... Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna try to get it caught up here. Shadow Tomberry. Wait, you think this is a different scene? Shadow Tomberry? Than the one that was skipped? Oh, hey, Leomi. This entire arc is a mess in the PS3 version, so many things were moved or changed around. I think it'll be struggling to keep it synchronized for the entire game. Is it really worth it? I think there should be a part coming up where I'm gonna get to choose different things places to go, apparently. I think I'm at least gonna try to get to that. What I'm gonna do now until I can get something familiar is I'm going to zoom this back up here. So you guys can at least read the original along with me, so you know what I'm doing. I'm going to try to get through this prologue tonight, and I think I might end it when I get to that section with the choices. I'll just try to get through it. I'm going to continue with the orphanage story in the original, because, that's obviously what I can read, because I can't read Japanese. See? Alright. Just like how the children called it a prison, the staff started to recognize the facility as a prison too. It was a sad chain reaction resulting from mistrust from both sides. The staff bound the children with rules so that they could suppress any problem behaviors. There was a framed picture of the founder of this orphanage, but I've never seen him in person. Is he satisfied with the fact that he has put in his own money into this social service? Or maybe he finally realized his dream of being surrounded by angelic children and being celebrated for what he has done was simply a dream. I don't know. But there's one thing I'm sure of. Such a dream didn't exist at the orphanage. There were so many rules. But the most important rule was to be silent. Children have a tendency of talking loudly, and sometimes that leads to a fight. That was why the children weren't allowed to have private talks. They must have thought things would go smoothly if there weren't any private talks. Kind of an odd rule, I'd have to say. However, I think I always heard people's voices at the orphanage. There were two kinds of voices. One was the staff yelling, and the other was children crying. We were not allowed to walk inside the orphanage freely, so we didn't know who was crying. Along with the crying and yelling, we heard something metallic being smashed against something. We knew it was some kind of a punishment, but there was no way for us to even imagine. We trembled and pretended we didn't hear anything, and kept working on our homework. One of my roommates told me that it was the punishment of a casket. Okay, so the PS3, is when Eriko and her friend... Okay. But she didn't tell me any further, and I didn't want to know either. I'm gonna try to get through it now, and see. I'm gonna try to get through this. The PS3 scene. Right here? Let's see. Oh, wait, it is a later scene. Oh, god damn it. Okay. So you know what? Okay. Here, I'm going to wait until we get a big negative flash on the screen like that in the original. Okay. Why the hell did Alchemist move everything around like this? It's kind of weird. Do you know if Saikadoshi is, Actually, I don't think Saikadoshi... Was that ever released in the original? Did Manga Gamer ever release Saikoshi? Or is that going to have to be like a fan translation that I'm going to have to read somehow? I'm going to continue reading the original, even if we behaved in exactly the same way as yesterday. If the staff were in a bad mood, they could pick on us. So even if I didn't want to know, I might suddenly find out what a punishment of a casket was one day. The footsteps of a staff member. Yeah, at the rate MG is going, Sakadoshi is going to take 500 million years. I wonder how it is, because the console arcs have a very professional release in the fan translation. So I do wonder how Sakadoshi is released. The footsteps of a staff member were getting closer. We noticed them, so we straightened our backs and pretended we were studying hard. It was more important that the staff saw us studying hard than that we actually got any work done. I noticed that the girl next to me was falling asleep, so I poked her with my elbow. She noticed my signal and straightened her back like the other children. It was almost evening time. This was the hardest time for us to keep ourselves awake, and the most dangerous time. The door to our room opened, and a mean-looking man showed up. Sorry. I hope this isn't making too much extra noise for you. I'm trying to get the microphone a bit closer. Then he looked around to make sure none of us were falling asleep. Even if we were actually studying hard. If he thought we were asleep, we were out. That was why we had to make sure we appeared to be studying quite hard. Yama Inu, mountain hounds, I see. Yeah, that I see. That's I could see why, yeah. And Kai, like, officially saying, yeah, instead of kind of sort of localizing it. Yeah, it should be reasonable enough. What style is it in? Jeez. The man walked around our desks. I hoped he would just walk by me. That was when we all prayed, as we kept working on our homework. The more we pretended to study hard, the more we could hear the sound of metal objects. The sound of metal objects crashing into each other, along with screams. We couldn't even imagine what the poor subject was going through. Also, maybe there was something worse than a punishment of a casket. To erase such fear, we tried to concentrate even harder on our work. We kept working. The metal sound and the screams went on forever. The only time when we are allowed to exchange words with our roommates is right after we turn the lights off to go to bed. There's no PS3 patch for Sakadoshi. Oh, that's a shame. Okay. So it's basically just going to be... I'm going to be doing the same thing I am doing now, basically. Except it'll be with the fan translation instead of an old official release. Okay. That's good to know. Umi Nako is going to be so much freaking simpler. So, the orphanage is located in the middle of the mountains, so it is very quiet at night. We make sure the staff members are far enough from our room first. Then we enjoy our private conversations. That is our only leisure. It isn't anything that special, though. That's because we simply badmouth the staff. We talk about how one of them is only mean to a certain person, or that one of them is unfair. We continue until someone falls asleep. We even talk about how we can get back at the staff, and we take revenge on all of them in our imaginations. Some kids even start to cry as they get too emotional talking about it. Although the subject we talk about is negative, talking about it is the only way to vent our frustration. We are able to fall, and though we're able to feel despair about tomorrow, we are able to fall asleep. But sometimes a different subject pops up. It is about the Yurigaoka. Oh, damn. I'm usually good at pronouncing shit first time, but this is a tongue twister. Yuri Gaoka, House of Love and Mercy, on the other side of the river.
Yeah, over there, kids get snacks after their nap time. And the director is such a sweet person.
The House of Love and Mercy is a privately run orphanage. Just like this one. You're absolutely right, Owe, because they're talking about orphanages and shit. So yeah, it makes sense that this would be skipped. Can't wait until I get around to Umineko's. That's going to be quite a while, given I've heard Matsuribayashi is like 3 times longer than the other answer arcs. And that's what I was told previously. So yeah, it's good. This is gonna be like if Minagodoshi took me 18 streams and the last one was double the length of the others, this is probably gonna go into the 20s at least. And I don't know if the rest of you know this. I know I told Oe, but when Seconia is released, I'm gonna do that right as it. Unless there are major Umineko spoilers in the first arc of Seconia, I'm going to be doing that as it comes out. Because, seriously, I am apparently getting into When They Cried, apparently the greatest time, because they're releasing a new one. Okay, it just has a weird part that may take longer than I expect. Alright, so yeah, I'm just going to tell everybody listening here that yeah, I'm going to do Seconia as it comes out. Unless it has major Umineko spoilers in the first part, in which case I'm going to have to try to get through Umineko as fast as I can. Because I really would love to experience that along with everybody else. And back to the story here. But it is very different from this place. In fact, it's the complete opposite of how it is here. A few years ago, when this place was a lot worse than now, a few children tried to escape. And from the summary of Seconia, it's apparently very, very different from Higurashi and Umineko. It's apparently a sci-fi story. Yeah, someone will have to confirm, yeah. A few years ago, when this place was a lot worse than now, a few children tried to escape. That is so sweet of you, Oe. Oh, geez. Oh, that's okay. We'll see. I really hope it doesn't spoil Umineko, just like I don't think Umineko would spoil Higurashi in its first chapter. I don't think it does. But I heard someone also say that in the trailer for Seconia, they name-dropped an Umineko character. So, I'll know that a certain character lives, Umineko, if they're a prominent person in Seconia. It's hard to believe there was a time when this place was worse than this. Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, and someone just tell me as fast as they can if it's chapter 1, so I don't think it should be too long. Like Onikakushi was not that long compared to the other question arc. Onikakushi was probably the shortest arc overall, except for, of course, Himatsubushi. Supposedly, 3 or 4 people tried to escape. I don't know the exact number, though. They headed to the House of Love and Mercy. They succeeded, except for one unlucky child. They were to get to the property of the House of Love and Mercy. I guess the staff couldn't follow them to the other orphanage's property. I guess for this orphanage's staff to be on the other property was like trespassing. The staff regretted not being able to catch the children and came back with the one they caught. I'm sure they wanted to bring back the rest of the children too. I'm sure they were determined not to let anyone escape, and the way they locked up the place after the incident proved their determination. But the escaped children were never brought back. No matter how much the staff were mortified, they couldn't bring the children back and punish them. In other words, if you could get to the House of Love and Mercy, you could escape from this hell. Of course, the one who was caught went through misery afterward. However, nobody really knows how he was punished. There are only strange words left from the people who knew about the incident. A punishment of a duck who can't drink water. A punishment of a squished caterpillar. A punishment of a pig with torn arms and legs. This sounds like frickin' medieval torture bullshit rather than punishment. Oh god, jeez. Honestly, there are some small parts of Umineko that blatantly spoil Higurashi. I hope not in the first chapter. I hope not in the first question arc of Umineko, Shadow Tomberry. I really hope not. I'd imagine later on, but I really hope not in the first Umineko question arc at least. Oh god. I can't even imagine what kind of punishments they are. The only thing I can say is that those punishments are supposed to be far more harsh than a punishment of a casket, which was the most cruel punishment I knew at the time. Are you serious? That happens in episode 1? No way, are you serious? They talk about Hinamizawa syndrome in episode 1? Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh, but if it's out of context, I see. Okay. Okay. But yeah, nobody should ever play Umineko before Higurashi then, because that's just going to spoil something huge that was just explained in Minagoroshi. And I gotta say, this is really interesting, because right now we're talking about characters that I have no idea who they are in this current story. Like, about this orphanage plotline, I'm really curious as to where this is going and how this is going to connect back with the main plot. Oh, they don't name it. Okay, they don't name it. Interesting. I can only imagine how horrible those punishments are from those eerie names. After that, his wish came true, and he was able to leave the orphanage. Was he able to leave this orphanage safely and enjoy the freedom while breathing in fresh air under the blue sky? According to the rumor, he wasn't able to. While he was playing in the boiler room, he slipped and fell, damaged his brain, and died. The children were instructed not to go into the boiler room after the incident. Everyone knew the boiler room was always locked. So everyone knew. He was killed. He wasn't just killed. He was killed after being tortured. He was killed to teach other children a lesson. The children who risked their lives to escape, live their lives filled with love and mercy at the house of love and mercy. My God, like I'm kind of half expecting the house of love and mercy to be an even worse place than this. Somehow, like, just to really hammer in the despair of what's going on if these kids ever escape, if that actually happens, like, I can just picture that, like, as some kind of horrible shit going down right here. They lived ordinary lives, but they were far better ones compared to here. I don't know if the house of love and mercy was really heaven. Maybe all the orphanages are pretty much the same. But compared to this orphanage, I bet anything else is better. Even if someone escapes successfully, the police will catch him. Then he will be sent back to the orphanage. That will be the same as being killed. However, if he can reach the house of love and mercy, they will take him in. They won't send him back. By talking about escaping to the house of love and mercy, we try to forget our cruel reality. Then, our group leader Eriko says to us quietly,
Would you try to escape if you had a chance to?
Who doesn't want to? Who doesn't want to escape from here? It is a rather foolish question. But that isn't what she meant. If there was a chance to escape, would you take that chance, knowing what you had to go through if you got caught? That is what she meant. Nobody can answer immediately. If the past escape incident was a total success, then we might have thought differently. But after the incident, the orphanage tightened security to prevent escapes. All the doors and windows are locked heavily, and it isn't easy to escape. Even if another group escape is planned, the success rate is very low. 3 escaped and 1 was caught before. Maybe 2 will be caught this time. No, maybe everyone will be caught.
If I could, I'd want to escape. But the House of Love and Mercy is far away. The bridge is long, too. We all will be caught. Besides, we can't even go outside. Everything is locked.
There are locks everywhere. I won't read it. It's row 13 anyway, so I can't read it even if I tried. I would have to specifically put it into that website. It's alright though. But we'll need a key for both the inside and the outside. And after the lights are turned off, even the hallway is divided and locked. There is no mistake. This is a prison. According to the rumors, the orphanage receives government funding depending on the number of children it houses. So if anyone escapes, they lose money. And also, if we expose the conditions at the orphanage, they will be inspected, and things will get complicated. That is the reason why they want to make sure we are locked in.
Sure, if there was a chance, I would want to escape. But realistically, there's no way we could escape. Everything is locked. Well, do you know the hen house in the courtyard? It uses the same key as the door to the back stairs. Huh? Really?
And here we go about the hen house. Shh. Eriko shushes. Sometimes. Oh. Mass produced locks with the same key. Take the same key. Otherwise, it really does seem like a private prison. Yeah, no, my fear, OA and Shadow Chamber, is just basically that the House of Love and Mercy is like some kind of unattainable goal. That it's either it's like nowhere near what they're thinking, and it's basically either an even worse place or just something that's not even an orphanage, like some kind of nightmarish facility. Or at the very least, like a bad orphanage just like this one. Like that is the terrifying thing. So there are 2 locks that use the same key at the orphanage. However, the children never had a chance to even touch keys. But there are few exceptions. One is the hen house. Each group takes turns taking care of different chores. If your group is to take care of the hen house, then you get the key from the teacher's office to clean the hen house. You are supposed to return the key immediately after you are done. While taking care of the hen house, the key is in children's hands. The staff members come around to check sometimes, but they can't keep an eye on us at all times.
Eriko-chan, you aren't thinking about using that key, are you?
Let's not. It's too dangerous.
Of course it's dangerous if there's only one of us. But it's different if we're in a group.
Why?
Do you know why only one was caught in the past group escape incident?
They were desperate. To escape as a group, they did something to increase the chance of a success. That was why only one was caught.
What did they do?
They scattered as they went. They scattered as they ran. They scattered in different directions. They waited until the day when there were only a few people working at the orphanage and ran away in different directions. That way, although it all depends on luck, it will increase the chance of succeeding for sure. You probably won't be able to flee on your own, but if the staff were able to chase after the other children, then the chance of escaping successfully would increase. In other words, Eriko is inviting us to escape as a group. The more children join, the more chances will increase. But there are children who communicate secretly with the staff for their own benefit. Frickin' snitches. Jeez. So she has to be very careful about who she talks to. Eriko must trust us, since she asks us to escape with her. Eriko, me, Chomomi, and Kikuko. All these people I've never heard of before. I have no idea even if the me of the story, this narrator, is a boy or a girl. I'm pretty sure they were a girl because of the voice. Maybe? I don't know. It's hard to tell with children. Eriko, me, Chomomi, and Kikuo, 4 children. Do any of you want to stay here a day longer? The 3 of us shake our heads, but not at the same time. But at the same time, we can't agree to escape with her either. Okay, guys. I'm gonna take care of something for a bit. I'll be a little break here. You guys can enjoy the nice background sound of the rain here for a bit. I just need to take care of something for a little while. I will be back ASAP. Okay, peeps. I am back from that little break. Had to take care of something. Let's continue with our story about the orphanage here. And these 4 orphans. We still don't know what the name of the one telling the story is, so I'm guessing she's the one that we actually know. She's gonna end up being someone that we actually know, this girl. Whose father, who died, knew Takano's grandfather. I do wonder. I'm starting to wonder who this is. Well, not starting. I've always kind of wondered who this is. Even if we did the exact same thing as yesterday, we may be yelled at tomorrow. I can't stand this anymore. I can't stand living in fear of what to do and what not to do so I won't be yelled at. We all feel the same way. Maybe we can endure the strict rules, but it is almost impossible to endure the vague rules. It isn't too much to say that the rules at this orphanage depend on the mood of the staff. This is okay, that isn't okay. Such borderlines change daily. And if we were to say anything about it, we would be treated in a horrible way. I will escape even if I have to do it on my own. Like I said, the more people join, the better the chance. Think about it. If they find out of this henhouse key trick, they're sure to change the lock on the back door. In other words, we only have one chance. Even if you regret not joining in later, it'll be too late. But I'm scared. I'm scared too. Even if we get caught, we'll be killed. Tomomi and Kakuno aren't the only ones who are scared. That fear is understandable, because suddenly the fear of the punishment that follows becomes very realistic. I'm sure Eriko feels the same way too, but her courage is suppressing the fear. And she shared the idea with us. Do you plan to stay here forever? No way! I know you're scared. It's the only chance we have. You have to be brave just this once. What about you, Miyoko? Do you want to go with me? Okay, so this girl's name is Miyoko. So we don't know any of these people. Yes, we do. Mio. But wait, what about the girl with the grandfather? Oh, now this is confusing. Miyoko was Mio to Kano. She probably changed her name. But then, who is the girl with the grandfather? Who is Hifumi to Kano? Unless that takes place after this. And that's her. So she does make it out. Unlike Tomomi and Kakuno, I'm not trembling that much. Of course, I'm scared in my own way, but compared to the other two, I must appear rather calm. Can we really escape? Of course, Eriko can't guarantee our success, but I had to ask her. There's no guarantee, but if you can come with me, that'll increase the chance. Of course, the same thing can be said for you, too. Eriko says it calculatingly, but I'm sure she just wants someone else to agree to go with her. It is more important than anything else to increase the chance of escape. Tomomi and Kakuno, if you're too scared, I won't force you. Miyoko and I will escape ourselves. 2 is enough. Well... Eriko rushes to make up their minds. It almost looks cold, but it is her way of making them brave. Because it is very possible that regardless of the outcome of our escape attempt, those 2 will be held responsible since they are our roommates. It's not like we'll do it tomorrow. Our turn to take care of the hen house is in a week. We'll wait for the perfect timing. If we don't feel right, then we'll wait until our next turn. We'll be very careful. The rotation of the staff and the timing are important, but we also each have to know the way to the House of Love and Mercy. We are planning to scatter, so we have to know the area. I make up my mind. Okay, I'm coming with you. But let's be very careful with the time of escape, okay? Of course. We'll be killed if we get caught. I don't want to die. I'll come too. Me too, me too. Tomomi and Kakuno agree, and we all decide to escape as a group. We waited for the perfect timing. We waited for the day when only a few staff members were at the orphanage. We waited for the perfect timing. We waited for the day when only a few staff members were at the orphanage, and we decided to let God take care of the rest. It's open. Maybe it was the way I did it. Eriko tried to open the lock several times without success, but I got it open on the first attempt. The back door opens slowly, and we feel the cool breeze. This isn't the free world yet. This isn't actually the free world yet. Actually, it's the complete opposite. If the staff were to find out we were here, we would be in big trouble. This is a dangerous world. But unless we went through this dangerous world, we wouldn't be able to get any further. Okay, let's go. I think Eriko wanted to say that. We were planning to leave, with that as a cue. But what we heard wasn't Erika's voice. Oh no. Oh my god, I think I'm finally gonna catch up.
What are you doing there?
We start to run. It is raining. We all get soaked immediately, and our clothes stick to our skin. This is normally very uncomfortable, but we can't think about. I think I'm finally catching up, you guys. Oh my god. Yeah, oh my god. We can only keep running in the rain. We are running on gravel, but it feels like running in a muddy rice field. My feet keep sinking, and I can't pull them up. I'm frustrated because no matter how much I try to run. Yeah, that was another long scene that got cut. It reminded me of Minagoroshi, where they cut all the child consultation center scenes. Hey, Chi. Yeah, they just get, again, it's probably due to them not wanting to leave a bad impression of orphanages, just like they didn't want to leave the child consultation center with a bad impression. I bet that's it. I'm frustrated because no matter how fast I try to run, I'm not gaining any speed. I feel a sense of urgency. I can hear someone yelling, "Escape!" behind me. All I can do is run like crazy. Okay, scatter! Go in different directions! Come on, scatter! With Eriko's cue, we scatter in different directions, hoping they won't be coming after us. Will we be able to reunite safely at the House of Love and Mercy? All four of us together, or maybe someone will be missing? No, maybe everyone else will make it, and I will be the one who gets caught. My wish gets interrupted by the voice of a staff member coming up from behind me.
Wait!
The staff members should be fewer than we are, so if I am lucky, I won't have anyone coming after me. If I had time to turn around, why didn't I take another step forward? Why didn't I try to escape further? As I turned around, I felt a huge hand cover my face. Oh no! Its little finger slips into my open mouth. Oh no! The hand grabs my face and shoves me into muddy gravel. Of course, I don't stay quiet. I fight back. Then I see the staff member's face. It is the scariest face I've ever seen. I realize it right away. He wants to capture me so he can use me as an example. If he is going to kill me after using such me as an example, then why not kill me now? His face shows such hatred. The little finger. Okay, you think I am getting a bit tired. You think I have quite some time to go before this first part is over? Okay. I think I know what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna try to get to the part where they catch up. I think I have a feeling what's gonna happen. And once these two connect, I think I'm going to do it. The little finger in my mouth touches my tongue. The indescribable bad taste makes an inky feeling run through my whole body. Then I think, this is the taste of my death. He is going to shove his finger down my windpipe and suffocate me. So I fight to live. Here we go. Yeah, all right. Something warm fills my mouth. Here we go. It is like swallowing blood after I had a nosebleed. I spit it out from my mouth and run without turning around, leaving behind the staff member who is holding his little finger.
Shit! Damn you, I'm gonna kill you!
I can hear the yelling behind me. It isn't a man that is after me. It is a beast. He isn't interested in capturing me. He is only interested in killing me. Okay. I actually think I've caught up. I think I've actually got these two to match up. I am fairly certain. So, you know what? I'm going to save here. Wow. Matsuribayashi is off to a very interesting start. Who I think this is apparently little kid Takano, and we're going through Takano's past. I'm going to see why she is such a fucking psychopath in the quote-unquote modern time of 1983. And it looks like we're going to finish this particular chapter next time, because this is a lot more involved than I thought it would be. So yeah, we're going Takano perspective, I'm pretty sure. And that part with her grandfather in the beginning, they're not biologically related, I think. And that was kind of a flash forward from here, is what I'm guessing. Apparently she wasn't able to make contact with him right away. So I'm going to save here for today. This is really exciting. Oh yeah, a blank save file here because it's a new game. But this one ain't going to be blank. $30. Yeah, starting at number 30 here. Okay. So yeah, the prologue is going to be this long. I'm going to hopefully be able to finish it in the next stream. So, which will probably be in 2 days. We're going to go back to the cycle for now of a stream every 2 days. It'll start about the same time as it usually does. Probably a bit earlier than today, because today I was trying to set everything up. Trying to get Matsuribayashi going. We'll see how long this takes. And I am so happy that so many of you guys joined in with me on this stream. Seriously, I really, really appreciate it. I hope that this was fun for you guys, and I hope I could make it enjoyable. So thank you, and I will hopefully see a lot of you guys in 2 days when I continue Matsuribayashi. Alright, I'll see you. And I think I'm going to go to sleep right after, so. Alright. Bye.